Hey everybody, welcome back to OHKO, a Pokemon VGC podcast. We took the week off last week to rejuvenate, to recover, to get excited for this week right here. Thank you all joining us. Sierra is on business. She's traveling around doing some commentary and hosting gigs, so we wish her the best of luck right now because she is going through the travel plans right now. So I am joined by our Milwaukee regional champion, Alex Arand. Alex, congratulations on the dub, first of all. And second of all, how are you doing today?
Good. I've been relaxing, playing ZA, just getting stuff done, knowing that I don't have to try and participate in the World's qualification anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, that makes a lot of sense. You could just enjoy anything else. You could read a book. You could go on a cruise or something because you don't have to deal with the
we should do that
the blood
one
moon
year. They gotta do a Worlds on a cruise or something. That'd be funny.
That would be sick, dude. Oh my god, I would love that. Imagine, and obviously somebody's got to get sick, and you got to bring the medicine to the captain, right? Like on the SSA.
Yeah, perfect.
The full cliche there, but I think people might not know, you and I, we go back pretty far. If people don't know, one of my first ever official regional that I casted in one of the first couple sets of matches was with you in Collinsville in 2020, right before, literally a week before the world shut down. And so you got top 4 in Collinsville that weekend. And so I remember I'm always happy seeing your name and stuff. And when you went on this run in Milwaukee, I was super happy. That's one of my OGs right there.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't throw this top 4. I mean, my Rillaboom critting definitely helped a lot, but yeah, I've broken the curse. And I mean, it would have been awesome if you were there to commentate it, but I was really happy with the commentary there and just overall the teams. It's just gotten better and better over the years. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think overall, Milwaukee was a really fun event. Obviously, it was the Halloween theming, right? Mm-hmm. So you had all the casters dressed up as the friends from Paldea, and I thought that was so sick seeing the whole team. Did you consider at all for Halloween? We had Jesse Romalo with his hot dog or his cooking outfit, right? You think of dressing up at all?
Maybe. We'll see. Last year in my neighborhood, Halloween wasn't very popular. I think there was a trend or something where people were doing trick-or-treating out of their cars. I don't know if you know about that.
I've heard about this. Yeah. I was too old or whatever.
Yeah. I was there's maybe 3 kids showed up to my house, and it's where are all the people? And I guess they're all just trick-or-treating out of their cars now. That's the thing, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I'm trying to think at my house that I was at for the last 5 years. I think maybe we got 3 kids in total in 5 years. And they're kids that live on the block. Families that live on the block, and they just, I don't know, I guess they're just not about that Halloween life the way that we were.
Trick-or-treating out of cars, I guess. I would think that's more unsafe than anything. If you're in your community, you'd love to... I don't know. I to me, if I was a parent, I would be more... I would rather not trick-or-treat. I would rather not have my kids trick-or-treat out of a car. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's definitely this newfangled parenting thing with the trick-or-treating from the cars. But before we really dive into VGC and talk about you and everything, we do have some housekeeping to do for the OHKO community. So for those who don't know, we are starting up an OHKO Draft League. It's our inaugural season. It's going to be a VGC league. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we have 20 players that are going to be a part of it. And we've been trying for a while to get this set up, really going back to pre-Worlds. And we're finally here. We're finally ready to start the drafts in our 2 divisions. And we thought it might be fun. I was talking with the other mods. Might be fun to do a live reveal of the draft order. So if I figure out how to share my screen, because Sierra always handles this for me. So hold on. Okay, here we go. Boom. Hopefully everyone gets it. Can you see this, Alex?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is going to be our first division. We have 2 divisions. I spelled OHKO wrong. That's how fraudulent I am. Okay. So we have 2 divisions of 10 teams. Everyone can see them here. I'll try to zoom in if that makes it look better for everybody. So we have the Dusk division and the Dawn division, fitting to Sierra Dawn, right? And Dusk Dawn, Gardevoir Glade, right? So
I think
this is division. Right?
Dusk
And
Dawn.
the Crossbow too. He's not legal. Don't worry. Nobody's drafting. Nobody's definitely. Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. So let's see. This is the official Dusk Division draft order. We're going to hit generate draft, and then okay. So we see it all right here.
Your second seed.
I'm gonna screenshot it just for my own sake to make my life easier after this, because I'm telling everyone in the draft league to watch the pod once it launches. So we have Lebanon Don, myself, Aqua Warrior, Data Dev, Kodo Septile, Squid Blue, Aldrich John, Split Second, Moon, and Zach Beans with the wheel spot. So that should be pretty fun. Okay, and then now to head over to. Oh God! I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Hold on. I'm really bad at this. No. It's good. It's just like I just take forever. I just literally take forever.
Yeah. The only I don't know how it's going to show up on the final part, but like the I can't zoom into it. So yeah, I don't know how. It's
No, you're good. You're good. I just shared the same screen again. I to share the other. I'm actually. Everybody always makes fun of me at this. I'm actually like just the worst here. So. I think it's this one.
Oh,
Dawn. You know
I
what?
think it's the same thing again. Maybe
No. I got it. Hold on.
Oh,
I spelled it wrong. It's the Dawn Division.
Oh, it's the
really.
I see.
I was having a rough day here. Okay. Congratulations to the OHKO Dawn Division. These are our 10 players in the side. Let's generate their draft. So we have first pick, Fur Jesus, then Hannah, Eli, Nick, Loving Q, King Wayne, Moggy, Turkey Soup, Panda Wannabe, and Becca Baddest on the wheel. So congratulations to everybody who's participating in our first season. I'll stop sharing so I don't have to press that button for the rest of the podcast. Thank you very much. First season of the OHKO Draft League, going to be starting the draft pretty much after this podcast airs, when everybody gets to see the draft order. Have you ever played in any other singles, doubles, draft leagues, anything like that?
I have done some drafts. I think it was like Nat decks, no megas, or no, it was megas were allowed, no Z moves, no Tera. It was just Nat decks for this. I guess it's kind of like Reg H in a way, but no legendaries. But yeah, I think it was. I don't know if you heard of like the trainer school tournaments that they run. There was a group of them that do draft league, and I joined for one. I think I joined one off season, one on season. I did win the one with megas that were allowed. My mega specifically was Mega Metagross.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah, Tough Claws with Heavy Slam. Oh my goodness, if that's legal, if that's legal in Champions, I will be worried, because it just destroys anything. Honestly.
Hey, you know what? My Embor is pretty heavy boy at resist steel.
Well, that's so. Like, well, Psychic Fags too. I don't know how well Embor is taking that, but
I'm getting cooked. Yeah, remember back in the day, like I used to be so frustrated with Mega Metagross in Gen 7 because I think except for like I forget the number, but except for Rotom, Heat, and Chandelure, I forget what exact Pokemon, Mega Metagross with ground, steel, ice coverage hit everything neutrally at minimum in the format, except for, like I said, like Rotom, Heat, and Chandelure, which weren't popular Pokemon. So it was just like, for people who have not experienced Megas, like it's going to be a doozy for them.
I'm curious to see if they do open team sheets still. I think they will. I just hope it's like within the game and we don't have to like use paper anymore. That would be nice.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. I haven't thought about that, like hitting the little like plus or minus or whatever, and the whole thing comes up.
You know how we have like the rental screen in this game? Just have that. You just press X. It's just the rental screen, but with no code. That's OTS.
Oh, interesting. I haven't thought about that. I would imagine we're gonna go back, or we're gonna stay open team sheet, like just because it's kind of the way of the land now. Like we had to do it out of necessity before, but now I think they've become so accustomed to it, they don't want to.
And especially like I don't think this will happen, but if they ever bring like hidden powers back too, it'll be nice to know like, it's hidden power ice, hidden power fire.
I hope not. I hate it.
Yeah.
Hated hidden power.
I don't think they will. I think it was a mistake personally, but I think it was a good choice to remove them, especially with Tera. That just seems like not very fun to play.
And I think they're simplifying a lot of things, right? Like we're all presuming that there's no more IVs from like the footage that we saw. Yeah. So like getting rid of some of those complex things that were like kind of unnecessary. Like, where do you stand on? I'm not saying IVs are irrelevant, but like,
No,
where do
I
you
mean,
stand on if they don't have them in champions and every Pokemon is just, their base speed, whatever.
It's kind of a buff and a nerf to like Hard Trick Room at the same time, because you know that things that are like that could be slower than you aren't, but you also it works the same way for the people who are not playing Hard Trick Room, right? So, yeah, I find that like not being also like I'm a real big stickler about running like 0 attack on my special attackers. I was very grateful to have one of my friends for Milwaukee supply me with a 0 attack Ursaluna that was legit, but that's obviously not accessible for everybody, right? Like that's very hard to obtain. So I think standardizing across the board is fine, but I can see where some people might be frustrated with like Hard Trick Room and other aspects that might be involved with IVs that are crucial to team building.
My question though, Alex, is how many times did your Blood Moon Ursaluna 0 attack get hit by a foul play in Milwaukee?
I did play against 2 Murkrows.
You played more than average. Yeah,
and then I played. Well, it was more so my Golden Go where it mattered, because it's when you have something that's getting hit super effectively, you're taking on average more damage, right? So, with Golden Go specifically, I think if I'm not 0 attack, let's say I'm just max attack and I'm lazy and I just bottle cap everything, I think it goes from like a chance to be a 2-shot to like a guaranteed 3-hit KO if you're 0 attack. So, I Tera watered anyway, so it didn't matter too much. But if I had to Tera, or if I couldn't Tera, like I would have still won because of that. But yeah, I mean that's where with ghost types it matters, and I don't think there's too many people running non-Tera Ghost Ursaluna. Maybe it's usually Tera Electric or Water or something else, but it can matter. It just depends on how many Murkrows you play, I guess.
Well, and that's like you're a smart man, because that was going to be my follow up. Was my opinion on it is I believe that 0 attack EVs or IVs for special attackers is only relevant for Pokemon weak to dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think sure it's nice that your Blood Moon had 0 attack, and if you have other things, but like if you have a Armarouge or if you have a Golden Go or if you have other Pokemon that that are weak to it, I think it's fine. But like if you just had I'm trying to think of I guess Blood Moon is the best.
A great example,
Ninetales, right?
A great example is that you're looking for is the Shiny Miraidon that actually just got released. That because it's only a 10 IV decrease, you're only gaining about 1% on the damage. It doesn't really matter a whole lot.
Right.
If it were any lower or higher, then like maybe it might be a benefit, but it's not a big deal. I mean, to be honest, Shiny Miraidon also looks worse than the original, so maybe that's a hot take.
That's a hot take. Whoa, okay.
I think Shiny Miraidon's awesome, but I think Shiny Miraidon is kind of... I think the silver just looks silly. I like the yellow and the purple.
I think that's fair. I could see it. I just think it is a hot take, especially with how much effort people went through to get that Shiny Miraidon.
Yeah, I mean, I had some friends overseas send me some codes, because it's a little bit less in demand over there, but...
I didn't get either of them, unfortunately.
If you need one, I'll let you borrow one of mine. How about
that? There we go. When I'm playing at Worlds next time they're legal, Also, but to the point, like if you're foul playing a Miraidon, 1, it's Terra Fairy anyway, and 2, if it's not, like unless I think you got bigger problems if you're foul playing a Miraidon.
Yeah, unless you're Riley Factura and you're playing Terra Ghost like he was, but he's like the only guy that I've ever heard of using the Terra Ghost. So.
Yeah,
that's
one thing that we're gonna miss with Tera is the changes, right? Like Tera normal Blood Moon versus Tera Water versus Tera Electric and things like that. Obviously, I think Golden Go probably loses some of its viability by not being able to get out of its weaknesses. Like, what are your thoughts on when we go back to a format without Tera?
There are definitely some quad weak mons that are going to suffer a lot, and even some of the more frail mons like Fluttermane, right? I know some people are very scared of it, but when it can't Tera into, I don't know, let's say Steel, I think that was like a very common thing in like Reg A and B. Yeah. Or get the extra damage boost from Fairy. Like it's a lot more manageable. In my opinion, like it's fine. Like Shadow Rider is something that I used to be very much against because of its 4 times weakness to Dark and like just being weak to Yveltal all the time. Like, I never used it in Reg. I guess Series 12 is what it was called at the time. There's no letters then, but now I got top 32 at Portland with it, and I was like, I always told a lot of the people that I like talked to and that I coached, I was like, never use Shadow Rider. It sucks. Like it's just 4x week. Like it's so predictable. And then like I found a team that I grooved with, but it was mainly because of the Tera that I was able to justify using it. Like otherwise, like without Dark, I think I used Dark Tera at the time. Without Dark, it just felt like super duper awkward to me using it. So yeah, I expect a lot of those like very high power mods that people are worried about, like a lot more manageable without the terrestrialization. Golden Go, I think, will definitely drop off a little bit, but just the ability is insane. It's a steel type. I think it will be here to stay for a while if it's legal in the first format we have for ZA.
Yeah, I think there's just so much we don't know right now.
Yep.
That's like, it's so, I'm like nervous about what is the next format going to be? By the time we might know by the end of the month what our next format is. We're going to have to know what it is, right?
Well, at least it's very obvious it's Reg C, like that's.
Hey, is that what you voted for?
I voted for Reg C.
Okay.
That was my highest Nats placement. So I was a New Balance berry at the time. Chiyu, Flutter, Gyarados, all that stuff.
Oh, the best. It was just so much fun. Yeah.
Well, that mirror is very bad, just like the one that I played against Lorcy. But I don't know if you ever had to play either of them before, but it's not very fun.
No, I've had to cast it though.
Oh.
I go back to Reg C and those mirrors and those balances. Oh, you know what? I think I'll swap my Gyarados in on the Tinglu.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'll paralyze their Fluttermane. I think I'll protect. And you know what? Now that you're gonna hit me with a Moonblast, I think I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna swap out of my Chiyu here so I don't take so much damage. It's just. Oh, it was such a boring thing. I voted for Reg F. We had a whole podcast about it.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I enjoy it more than the Worlds format. I think double restricted, in my opinion, like it's give or take. I think the one I really enjoyed was the 2019 one with Mega Ray. I used like the Aguaberry set, if you remember that.
Aguaberry? No, yeah. I don't remember this. Is this like a tanky Ray?
Yeah, you run like no attack. You live the Z move from Lunala, and you can Swords Dance up, and you go. It does like exactly 25, so you go back up to 75. You Swords Dance up. Yeah, it was fun at the time.
That's sick.
I think there were a couple players who were using it, but sadly, I whiffed that day too because I lost a couple of. I think I lost someone who had like triple Z move or something ridiculous, and it was like, oh, there's no way you're Rockinium Z on your Stack Attacka. And then he's Rockinium Z on his Stack Attacka, and I'm like, GG, man. Like, this guy, he was just so happy. I couldn't be sad, That was like the Elam match. I shook his hands, like, good job, man. Like, you're in that one. Like, I couldn't, like, I can't be sad,
For Stack Attack and Kartana, also, by the way, gonna lose their interesting speed boost or defense attack boosts with lack of items.
No, you're absolutely right. And I would be scared to see those in a Tera format. That's oh my god, Kartana, AV Cart, and Tera format.
Kartana, bro. Oh my god.
Don't get me started. That's ridiculous.
Oh, Stack Attack, if he could get out of that awful typing, it would have been, and how slow it was. Oh my god, it would have been unstoppable.
I mean, yeah. Do you remember when people started running like Assault Vest with Earth Power on Mega Ray? I think Wolf did that.
Yes, I do. I do remember the Assault Vest version.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Like that was even like a good idea. I was like, I didn't even think about it for a while. It's like, oh well, it still KOs Stack Attack even with like negative special attack because of how low it was. And yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to see Tera on it because if I just Tera Water, it invalidates that completely. And now I got to rely upon, I don't know. Did we get any new ground megas? I don't know what's. I don't think we got.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I was gonna say besides Excadrill, we'll save it. We'll save everything for the Legend GA discussion. Let's get into our Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So let's talk. You had your first regional championship, and you had quite the run, quite the stretch. That was a stacked top 8 with so many. If I just pull up everybody here, we had Riley. We had obviously you faced Lorcy in the finals. Brian Collins, one of the best Trick Room players out there. Dylan Matthews, Leonard Kraft, Sierra Elsbecker, and then Wolf, of course. I mean, like taking down Wolf. Did you feel any pressure where it felt like the whole Pokemon watching, VGC watching world is obviously rooting for Wolf with the whole fun illusion thing and the glasses and everything? Did you feel pressure? It was like, man, Nobody's rooting for me right now. I don't even know if my mom's rooting for me over Wolf.
I had a group of my friends in the crowd who were cheering for me. I think some of them said like when the crit happened in Game 3 that they were like the only ones cheering and everyone else was just really quiet. But like planning for it, I wasn't that stressed. I think Dorian Kang, I think what his name was, played Wolf on stream the first day, so and he was using the same team as me, but I think he had Disable. I might be wrong about that, but I knew that Ninetales and I knew Golden Go needed to come for sure. Ninetales was it just kind of felt mid. Zoroark outspeeds by 1 point, so you can't really rely upon Ninetales that well. And he's like modest Golden Go, so I mean, I think a whole family of Ninetales is still dying to the Make It Rain, no matter what. But yeah, no, I just didn't rely. I didn't want to rely upon it. I wasn't really hitting anything besides Whimsicott, and I can just do that with Make It Rain anyways. My game plan was always just going to be Grassy Gliding his Golden Go turn 1 if he led exactly what he did game 1. I can't afford to let the Blood Moon go off with the Icy Wind combination. That was just really annoying in practice. I just found that if I just trade better early game and I have Sneasler and Instant in the back, I can preserve my Rillaboom if I need Grassy Glide later. It's okay if he takes that knockout because I get a free switch in and I can fake out again. I think the matchup was definitely a lot more playable than Dorian made it look, but I was definitely a little concerned at first when I played it day 1, and I was able to grind some best of 3s out with Keanu Unisanto, and we figured out I could either win or force a 50-50 on the last turn. That was kind of what it came down to for the most part in prep, but it really just depended on how Wolf played it. And he did play the second game very well. But then game 3, I was just like, okay, he's definitely going to expect me to adjust, so what if I just don't? And I just faked that as Ursaluna. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? That's a perfect point to bring up because we're just going to skip ahead to the finals.
Yeah.
And, we'll go all around. I'm kind of scatterbrained today.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But we'll skip right ahead to the finals and we'll go to the game 3 in that series against Lorcy. And you guys, obviously, it's a mirror match. It's very difficult. Lorcy's a great player. And did you win game 1? I can't remember.
Won game 1 in both best of 1s or best of 3s. Yeah.
Right. So you won game 1 against Lorcy, and then I watched the game 2, and I'll be honest to your face here. Like Lorcy kind of dominated game 2.
Little,
Felt like he got like every decision correct. And what I respected so much about your play in game 3 was like you essentially like were all right. The gloves are off. I'm no longer trying to out predict in this balance matchup. I'm just going to do the best thing for me. And I think those first 2 games, you really had conditioned Lorcy into you trying to play it safe. And you were Rock Lee dropping the weights and you were just ready to fight in game 3.
Yeah. Like I doubled his slot with, in case he didn't go for fake out, because he does never clicking it. And I wasn't either. I doubled his slot with just knockout Blood Moon. Just to kill the Golden Go. Cause I figured like either way, it takes a knockout with Terra Water. But I definitely, I thought he would just pardon shot just to get Rillaboom into he can fake out the following turn. But by him doing that, yeah, it just kind of left me open, or left him open to just get Blood Mooned. And I think he was just trying to like soul read me and like me reading the Terra Electric. But I don't really think it mattered because Shadow Ball actually does less to the Ursa than like Make It Rain would if I didn't Terra, right? So like if I Terra Electric, right, and if he does Shadow Ball, it wouldn't kill me anyway. So I was going to survive either way. Because the Life Orb got knocked off. So if it didn't get knocked off, then we'd be talking a different game. But then we got to worry about damage rolls into Ursaluna with the +2 Shadow Ball. But yeah, I was confident in my Ursaluna to survive either way, so that's why I didn't Terra. And Lorcy got a little greedy with the Shadow Ball, and I think it was just almost GG from there. Unless he started critting stuff. But I covered for that by just... I know some... I was watching some of the casting afterwards, and they were a little confused with me not setting Incineroar immediately, but I just didn't want to like lose to like 1,000 crits in a row. So I figured just like, okay, I don't need Golden Go anymore, I don't need Rillaboom anymore, just get the damage down. My 1,000% win condition is just have Instant Ursaluna on the field at the same time, fake out Rillaboom, attack the instant, kill it, and then there's nothing left. He can't do anything.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And I think this this Terra Electric Blood Moon is interesting. I remember I was like talking with people as I think I saw one of it when I played in Pittsburgh as well, and obviously Blood Moon is just such a popular Pokemon in the metagame right now. And Terra Electric, like my first thoughts initially are like, well, you just get destroyed in the mirror, because if you're both Blood Moon and you become an electric type and they're gonna hit you with the Earth powers, like you're gonna get destroyed. But then I was like, you know what, you probably just never Terrastallize Blood Moon if they also have one there, and then you go to like, you essentially have no weakness because ground's not really a common attack in the format right now. So you're kind of just like a neutral typing strong Blood Moon hyper voice clicker there. Like what's the play behind Terra Electric?
So Terra Electric is to make you resist Golden Go, but without making you weak to Rillaboom. Yeah. Except high horsepower still hurts a little bit if you're running a lot of attack like Lorcy is, but yeah, and like you said, there's like no ground types outside of other Ursaluna, I guess Garchomp. I mean, I'm not going to discount Garchomp's an amazing Pokemon, but with how many Ninetales there are, maybe not, But
yeah,
I did play against one. I think it was like a loaded dice one in Swiss, but it wasn't really. Caesar just kind of tore it apart because, it's not really doing a whole lot when I have the Grassy Seed. It just doesn't do enough damage. I have to double check, but I think I can still live some stuff from Life Orb, especially with Intimidate too. But it's definitely manageable, especially with like Ninetales and all that. But yeah, like Garchomp, both Ursalunas, that's 3. I don't know. I can't think of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It really is. There's no Landers going on right now.
No, thankfully.
Well,
maybe if you get the Reg F you want, we might have that back.
Yeah, we'll go back to 50% Landers eye usage in Reg F for sure to handle Raging Bolt. But when you're playing a team like this, I obviously had all the day one Swiss and day 2, and then all the top cut matches. Like, how do you mentally prepare as literally your team of 6? It was a finals mirror. Those 6 Pokemon were the exact 6 most popular Pokemon in the entire format, right? Like, how do you prepare knowing that, like, it's almost like if you play the trading card game and you're playing the number 1 most used TCG deck, like you're expecting to face the mirror multiple times. So how do you prepare for those matchups? Because the way Lorcy plays is going to be different than somebody else who plays the same balanced team.
Yeah. I will say that speed creeping helps a lot. Being faster, I think specifically my Ursaluna being faster than his Incineroar made my life infinitely easier. My initial game plans, also him being modest Golden Go, is very helpful because I know that. Well, I didn't find this out until after. And I was watching back on the stream. I was like, oh, he's doing a little bit too much damage. And some people also said, oh, he's probably modest. And I was like, yeah. I think he is, especially with the screens. I think his rationale behind that was he could afford to take extra damage because he has that. But I wanted to just speed creep everything because I was fairly confident I would play the mirror. And my friends were like, "Oh, you're only gonna play it like once or twice. It's maybe once or twice for like the whole. It decides your whole tournament. You never know." I didn't know that. Thankfully, I did speed creep because it definitely helped a lot. Just checking for the mirror stat wise, like, is always a good thing. I haven't released my team yet, and I will write a report. I don't know if I'm ready to release that into the world and make the speed creeping stuff even worse. I'm a little worried about that.
I think you should just like Chaos Reign. You don't need. You got your direct invite. Let everyone else speed creep their Incineroars and Blood Moons and whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not your problem anymore.
That's true. I mean, I do plan on it like releasing something by like. Maybe sometime next week or so. I think it'd be really funny to just drop it like the day before Vegas and then just have people panic. I think that'd be kind of funny. Or I guess the day before. I guess I could do Friday because that would be like right before Lille, right? So
yes,
maybe
Lille's this weekend. Yeah,
that'd be kind of funny. But it's I think speed creeping helps a lot. I had a lot of games. So when I was first picked up this team is for a cup that I won. I think the week before. And I picked it up because I was like, I have nothing else to run. I got to get these points. Why don't I just play this team for fun? Just because like it just won a regional. Like maybe there's some merit behind it. Maybe like because I wanted to play Ninetales. I knew like Instant Golden Go is something I really enjoy. being immune to Amoonguss is always awesome, and just being able to pivot within Civil War is always great. But I never really got a chance to use Ninetales very much. I think the last time I did was actually this format, and Reg H with. Do you remember like Eduardo Cunha's? I believe it was Samurot's team. Do you remember that one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I brought that to another cup last year and I won, and that was I wish Samurott was a little better. Having the niche of dark and water is really nice, especially into how prevalent like Golden Go is. You resist a lot of things that are very common in this format. Greninja has that too.
Yeah,
I think
so Greninja kind of carried my ZA playthrough with that water dark typing.
Did you get the Mega Stone before?
Oh yeah, okay. I did. It took me. I mean, people complaining. It literally took me 8 matches.
Yeah,
I counted.
It was not
8 matches, maybe 25 minutes.
Yeah, you get points for winning too. But we'll get to that. But back to Reg H. No, like I definitely I won the cup with that team, and I was like, okay, there's always some spreads I can improve. And what I was actually debating between for this regional, because I had won another cup with the same 6 that Leonard Kraft used. Not the same spreads, but like the 6 that Shohei ended up getting top 4. I believe was Frankfurt. I think was the regional. Yeah, it was Frankfurt. So I was like, okay, I can either play Mouse Ape, which is a very awful mirror if you've ever played it before. Everybody's max speed, Mouse and Ape, and the only thing you can really speed creep is Rilla and Ursaluna. Those were like really the only things that were, and like I guess you could run like a modest building if you really wanted to. I don't think that's a good idea, because your only speed control is really, I believe it is just D-Knight with Tailwind, which was part of why I decided against it, because I think the mirror is worse than the mirror with just Sneasler or Instant. I think it's a bit more skill expression of being able to like show like you know how to pivot and you can read where your opponents like what they're going to do, which I showed hopefully in those matches against Lorcy. That it's more than just we just picked the 6 best Pokemon in the format. It's not just that. There's a bit more that goes into it. I know some of the YouTube comments weren't very. They're like, oh, it's so boring. And it's like, no, I think there's a lot more that goes into it. It's just you gotta look a little deeper, right? But
I think this is it's just like time is a flat circle, because like this is the age old thing, because we go back to prior formats when everyone's talking chalk and all the other stuff, and the viewers, like I think a lot of times VGC players, like the competitive guys, will discount what the viewers are saying, and they're like, oh, they're just viewers, they're casual, they don't understand that this 8 special defense and EV investment is actually a massive difference in the matchup, right? But to a viewer's perspective, that's not as enjoyable. No, they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
They see Zoroark and it's like, oh my god, it's like 0 usage, right?
Yeah, exactly. So they get there's the casual side and the competitive side, and I think that I wish I remember who tweeted it, but I saw somebody call this team Small Six, like Big Six. So I hope somebody can tell us who tweeted that out, because like it's 40% of the T2 field. It's won 2 of the last 3 regionals, and then Renzo wins. Belo Horizonte with 5 of the 6, just swapping Golden Go for Volcarona. Like it's got some Small Six vibes to it.
Yeah, with Volcarona, I don't know if you've played any games with that version before, but I don't know. I don't like it. I think not having Golden Go makes me miserable. Especially, like, I always love having, like, Gold, Instant, plus Rilla and, like, hard Trick Room matchups. Like, I always appreciate.
Did you see, just on the Volcarona, did you see the Volcarona Aura Choreo team on day 1 on stream? That was sick.
I went back to my hotel, and I'm like, how do I beat this? Like, is this like this seems kind of annoying. Especially, it was kind of funny, because the Aura Choreo is kind of like a discount Fluttermane, because it's got Ghost and Fairy with the Revelation Dance copying the Tera type, right? But just being like a stronger Tera Blast was honestly a little scary just looking at it. I didn't have to play them, which was I'd rather not worry about that. I did play against Dozo, which I beat, thankfully. And then like I played against like Hyper Offense with like Typhlosion, which were like the 2 kind of scariest matchups, but that kind of just came down to like calling the leads, and I think they was like tail rooms. So it's like, okay, do they do like the tailwind or the trick room mode? It's like, okay, I just kicked your ass with the like you tried doing the tailwind thing into me, and I just blew you up. So it's like, okay, well, you're probably gonna go with the Trick Room mode. So I read that and it was just kind of over from there. But and then I fought Lorcy and then Leonard. I don't know. Did you watch Leonard's report?
No.
Okay. So we played the last round of Swiss, and he was leading what I would consider to be suboptimal into my team, and I knew that because I played his team before, right? And he said on his report that he was actually trying to deceive me. So I would lead Sneasler, Rillaboom into him into cut if we ever played.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But I didn't fall for it because I knew the lines for that team, and I was like, there is no way that he's not trolling. Because he was like 11-0, I think. So I don't think he cared if you won or lost.
Oh, yeah.
Because he gets the bye, no matter what.
That's so interesting to like.
Yeah.
You're like throwing one game, hoping that it's going to help you with. It's almost like a hustler at a pool table, right?
yeah. Sorta, but it's I kind of saw through it because it was like I made sure not to say anything because I was like. It's like, you do know the line is Golden Go, right? Like, you always are supposed to Golden Go to be, and I was like, this is weird. But yeah, I saw through it, I was able to win. Rillaboom clutched out with that crit. I think that was, if any of the crits that I got on stream, that was probably the one that mattered the most. It made my life infinitely easier. I don't have to, like, attack into Caesar with it anymore. And I think that turn, like, versus Leonard on the last Game 3, like, it was ridiculous. There were so many things that could happen. I think he was trying to get me to Tera Water so he could kill me with Scale Shot. I never did, which was kind of scary in front of his Golden Go. He had Tailwind up too. And he just was waiting for me to Tera Water because he knew that if that happened, if he clicked Scale Shot, I just lose. I can't kill Golden Go anymore, but I think there was probably like too many things going through his head. There's also mine, honestly. Like there's so many things going on, especially after the crit happened. And him landing the 5-hit Scale Shot was a little annoying. I was like, okay, I think I live this. But he has to click Make It Rain, and then it becomes weaker. So I think I'm okay with if I died of this, but it ended up working out. So shout outs to Sneasler for killing the D-Knight at the end with the terrifying aggro. But yeah,
I like to imagine like because you're like. So many layers of like, I see through what you're trying to see through with me.
It's like
you know what I mean?
At some point, it just kind of
he knows that I know.
Yeah, at some point it just collapses and it just becomes like the sometimes making like the very basic play that might be expected is the best play.
Yeah, exactly that. And I was gonna say you broke through his illusion that he set up.
True. I had to break through 2 illusions.
There you go. Segue back to that top 8 match against Wolf. Obviously, assuming Zoroark is not a very common Pokemon, but you said it does outspeed the Alola Ninetales, and it's got its trickery up its sleeve because you never know if there's a Pokemon on the screen if it's going to be a Whimsicott or if it's actually a Zoroark and different stuff. So, how do you handle one uncommon Pokemon, unconventional Pokemon in general, like low usage Pokemon in a random round that you're not as familiar as practice against, and specifically? How do you handle this Zoroark stuff that, like, at any point it could actually not be the Pokemon that it's presenting as on the field?
I think at this point in time, with how long Regulation H has been a thing, I kind of know, I have a general idea of like where everything is speed-wise. I know some people like to memorize the speed tiers, everything, like the base stat. I just do the raw number, so which might sound harder, but that's just how I learned it. So I know like, oh, Golden Go's always 149 or 137 if it's modest, just as an example. But yeah, I kind of have an idea. I've used Zoroark before. I've tried it like for the global challenge. Like I was playtesting that, and I really didn't like it just because of the damage that it can't really do. Besides like if you ever use like the Specs Hyper Beam one, the person who drove me to the event ended up bringing that, and he said like he caught many people off guard with that. You don't even need to Tera to KO Ursaluna, like my Ursaluna, with Hyper Beam. You just delete it. So it is strong. The Hyper Beam is strong, but you know you're immobile for a turn, so you got to make sure it counts, right? I actually was a big hater of Bitter Malice before this regional, and Wolf definitely showed me that it's a very, very potent attack. Just lowering that attack matters so much into so many things, especially like Incineroar. It's like, oh, I can kill Golden Go with my Flare Blitz. Can't anymore. So I gotta start clicking knockoff or else I'm just taking too much recoil. Yeah, that's versus like anything unexpected. I think I played against like a Moronga Berry Corviknight was like the weirdest thing I played against. I know you've seen some Moronga Berry Garganacl with Stefan Mott. I think he won the Mexico regional with that. I forget what the location was, but
Monterey.
Yeah, Monterey. Yeah. But without, so the way I look at it is this way: if my opponent doesn't have, so let's say Corviknight, it has usually leftovers or Citrus Berry or something else. It's got the recovery. Moronga Berry, there's a couple ways I can deal with it. I can knock it off. They can't recover over time, so if I yawn them and I put them to sleep, I'm not really concerned about what they're doing. I think my opponent at the time had like Power Trip, so they're lacking like coverage into my, so they didn't have Body Press. It was just Brave Bird Power Trip. So I was like, okay, you can't really delete my Pokemon immediately, so I can just click Terra Electric, and you're not really doing a whole lot to me. I can't. I know I'm not really doing a whole lot back, but over time, it's like, okay, I'm more likely to get crits than you are because I'm faster. It's actually kind of awkward because if Corv is faster than Ursaluna, they can't roost anymore because I can just Power them, right? But it was a little awkward because that was one time that it mattered where me being faster hindered me.
I was gonna say, did you run it?
Yeah.
Does the Corviknight have speed?
I don't think it did. I think it was just like 4 speed or something. Or like all bulk is my guess because it was Moronga Berry. But items can also really just give the context of spreads too, right? So like you would say that I think it'd be a safe assumption that like Life Orb Ursaluna is like all special attack, all speed. They don't really run bulk. I think Dylan did. I think he showed off his team, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I might be wrong, but it's very uncommon to see sets like that run bulk because it's usually a hindrance to them rather than something that actually helps. But I usually just go by the context of like the items in the moveset, and then just play it out from there. Sometimes you got to lose game 1 to get information. Like you might just get sacked, and that's just how it is. But yeah, it's just usually how I approach it. Is just kind of pick and see like what my opponent is going to do, and if they're playing them on in a certain way, that usually means like, oh, your spread is either really fast or really slow or really bulky. Or it's like if I have a calc memorized ahead of time, it's like, oh, well, my Golden Go lives Timid, Terrifier, or Specs Eruption in the Sun. Oh, I just died of that? You must be modest, right? Like that's a good indicator too. So like I'm a big advocate for using damage calc, and I highly recommend anyone who doesn't to please use it because it helps a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's one of the best sources.
Yeah, learn from your wins, but also your losses too. I think it's very useful to have that.
I think it was funny to me watching Wolf's stream matches with the Zoroark and everyone else that was using Zoroark as well. And because I had played against a Hisuian Zoroark in Pittsburgh, one of my rounds, and like I was like, I'm supposed to be worried. I'm supposed to be in the mind games. I'm supposed to be like, whoa, what if it's not actually this Pokemon? But then I was like, well, I don't care whoever it is. They're going to get, if it's a Zoroark or anyone else, they're going to get hit by an expanding force.
Right.
So I just don't care.
That's actually, that's one of the best ways to beat it is just Psy Spam. It kind of, I don't think Wolf played against any. And it really wasn't that common for this event. So,
yeah.
The illusion
just
kind of falls apart.
Terra Grassed Armaroos just in case he Bitter Malice, like, random Bitter Malice Whimsicott or something like that. And
right.
just to be ready, and then boom. It's like expanding force.
And even if you're just playing Rillaboom, like sometimes just poking with the Grassy Glide it can break the illusion, which doesn't matter as much if you're not OHKOing it, but me having Sneasler, that being like the only thing that can really outspeed it, was really useful in the end. Like I didn't really have too much of an issue once I had a game plan, but if I played him day 1, I think it may have been a different story. Well, we have no idea how that could have gone, but I definitely would not have brought Ninetales. I think I already knew that Ninetales gets outsped by that, so as soon as I saw that he was on stream with that, I was like, okay, how fast is Zoroark? I was like, oh shoot, it's faster than my Ninetales. That's the problem.
And it's got Icy Wind. Oh no!
Yeah. So I can't really. Sometimes I do calcs between rounds too. I load up my team on my phone. I'm like, okay. On stream, I see this person's using this, so maybe I gotta be worried about that if I play them, or if they're like if they're also X1, I gotta be careful. Right, it matters a bit more like later down the line, like the odds of me getting paired into someone earlier in the day is like a lot lower, right? So
yeah,
better be safe than sorry though is how I usually approach it.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. Have your information available in case you ever need it. And if you don't, you still learn something there.
Right, exactly.
But so as we start to wrap up our Reg H discussion here, let's talk about this team and the future of Reg H, and obviously just how massively common it is right now. And if you were to continue, like, I'm not sure what your Vegas or LAIC plans are, but if you were to continue playing regionals and big events in the Regulation H format, would you be, since you won with this big balanced team, you bested all the other balanced, or popular Pokemon teams here, let's just say, right?
Yeah.
Like, would you, going into Vegas, would you try to quote unquote perfect this core even more, or would you be trying to break the meta and counter team this very popular core?
I've definitely seen some people. I played some games with Showdown because I had some people through coaching. They were asking like, "Oh, can you show me how to play the team?" Right. I would probably roll up with the Volcarona version just because it has a favorable matchup into mine. They're using like Basque Legion too instead of Sneasler, which I think is really interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if that did well in Lille this weekend. Another thing that's kind of tricky too is Gambit balance is kind of annoying. There were a couple of people who were using Magmar with Burning Jealousy, which is really bad for my team. Sneasler can basically never click Swords Dance. I did beat one during Swiss, but I had to try really hard. It was definitely an uphill battle for me. But those were some tools that are definitely helpful. Volcarona, of course, just specifically Grassy Sea with Terra Fairy is not a nightmare, but it can become a liability really fast if I just get burned on Sneasler. And Scarf Basque Legion with Terra Water is also really annoying. I know if your adaptability, the boost is worse, from what I recall. I think it's like 2.25 instead of whatever it's supposed to be. But I think the best set, of course, is the Sash one. I know James Evans was on that with the Rain team. I don't know if you saw that.
No, but no? I mean, I understand it. Yeah,
okay.
just
I
think, and that also helps with the Basque Legion mirrors, right? That you're Sash and they're not. Yeah. So,
it's an amazing endgame, right? You can just lose all your bonds and suddenly, Terra goes, Respects, bye. Like, you can't really, and you take a lot of damage from Rillaboom if they are forced to glide or anything. But I know Chuppa showed that pretty well at Pittsburgh. The new Rain team it's like Sturdy Arch, AV Ensign, Whimsicott, Terrifying Terrablast Golden Go, Scarf Pelipper, and just Archaldon with I think I already said that. It's something like that, but and they run Sash Basket at the end. Yeah, that's what I was missing. But
I was saying he was also a Sash CSR player, right? So he just likes to protect his Ghost Sweepers.
Yeah, I mean, their Terra Ghost is. I mean, you get more out of it, right? Basque Legion honestly really doesn't even need the Terra Ghost either. It's only just to push some calcs further. Usually Terrastallizes something earlier in the game, but the Terra Water Wave Crash can definitely just dent my team hard enough to where Ursaluna just doesn't have enough bulk to live. It could just force some really early 50-50s that are just obnoxious. But that's kind of what I've been struggling with on ladder. I don't really expect anyone besides the people like me and Lorcy that have been grinding the team to actually perform well unless they pull a stacked schedule that is favored for the team. But I think a lot of people are just going to have plans into it. People are a little fed up with how it's won 2 regionals in a row, and I know that people didn't just having the mirror too. It's just okay, it's enough. Come on.
It's not a good look.
Yeah. It's not a good look. The regulation,
whether it's fun or not, or enjoyable or entertaining,
it's not a good look for the format. Yeah, bad optics for the format.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just why we want the Reg Seers must unite. We need to get the format back.
I hope. Listen, I'm as I said in the pod, I'm fine with Reg C. I'm fine with Reg F.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Well.
Who knows?
I know. I'm contrary to popular belief. I will gladly play Raging Bolt mirrors, Raging Bolt, Instant, or Urshifu, somehow. I'm fine with it. I don't care.
I think Raging Bolt's sick.
Yeah.
Now, if Raging Bolt didn't look as cool, maybe it wouldn't be as fun. Maybe that's why I don't like Golden Go because I don't think it looks cool. So so I think I think part of Raging Bolt being popular is it does look super sick.
It does, yeah, and also being really good into Torn Ursh is always appreciated. But I mean, definitely it's a better shiny than Golden Go. I will say. Maybe we'll get that. Hopefully they don't distribute that through GameStop. That would be appreciated. But I mean, yeah, gold. I you ever seen Golden Ghost shiny?
Yeah, it's awful.
It's
just like a
awful. I
couple
mean,
of
or
strands,
like,
right?
or
Yeah.
even like the Armarouge Surledge shiny. Like, they had the perfect opportunity.
Don't get me
Just
started, Alex. Oh.
palette swap. That's it. That's all you got to do.
It was literally that simple.
It was right there. It was right there. They said no. We're just gonna swap the eye color, and you guys can have that. And that's it.
Yeah, try to shiny hunt that with your lack of pixels.
Yeah, actually,
your sandwiches.
I was able to get the. I got Geo's Ursaluna and his Lunala for Worlds, the shiny one.
Oh,
that was I used to soft reset for the 0 attack, because that event in Ultra Sun and Moon, you could the IVs were completely random. It wasn't set anything, so I hunted that for him, and I got the Ursaluna through it to him as well.
How long did that Lunala take to get 0 attack shiny?
I got pretty lucky. It was like within about 100.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I got very lucky, but yeah, no, it was it was fine. I wouldn't do it again, but it's yeah, I think it was the Ursuluna. I think it was through on a Japanese version of the game too. I don't remember actually. I think I did it for somebody else. There's like I just did the Masuda method on the older game.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to do some of the shiny hunts there because I mean, do you know about like ribbon masters and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to do one, but I kind of like didn't do it completely. I did one for Whimsicott when I did for Worlds in 24 when I qualified, and I had I think it was like Whimsicott I think it was like the Shining Star or like the Wishing Star or something like that. It was sick, but yeah, no, it's some of those ribbons are really cool. I know Stefan Mott had like Scyther the 100 times victorious or something crazy. That's from Mount Battle and like Coliseum. If you
wow,
yeah,
Jesus, no, I did not know about that.
Some of those ribbons are crazy, and it'll be a shame when we lose them. I don't think we're getting a Coliseum game anytime soon.
No,
but it would be fun if they incorporated that also into I know like NSO has the Virtual Console games.
Yep.
But they will never give us bank compatibility, I don't think. But it would be fun to see that. But yeah, no, it's this generation's been a blast, but I'm glad I don't have to necessarily play another game of Scarlet and Violet ever again.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. So what are your plans for the rest of the season? We always ask this with our regional champions because, Reg H is going to end eventually, but we've got Toronto and Seattle, and they just announced Orlando and Houston as well as EUIC, right? So we don't know when Champions is coming out, but like, is there a chance that you play in another Scarlet and Violet regional?
So I canceled Vegas a couple days before Milwaukee. 2 reasons. Number one, I don't really enjoy this format very much. Outside of like, I knew like after this it was just going to go downhill. At least for me. Maybe for other people, sure. Go ahead. I think it's fine. The format's okay. I personally, we're at the point where I'm not going to call it solved, but we know what the good Pokemon are. I think it's kind of evident, right? Yeah, I canceled Vegas. The reason number 2 was because I just had some obligations that came up, and it was like, okay, I can't attend this anymore. I did see Houston, and I'm considering it. I will definitely. I've never been to a Texas regional. I would love to attend one. Last year I did the drive with Marcos or Moxie Boosted and Nick Willems, who's a Chicago local. We drove up to Toronto. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if we'll be driving again this year, but I do plan on doing. Is Toronto confirmed? Is that a thing?
Yeah, Toronto's like January 16th or something like that.
Yeah, if 17th? I'm not sure, but if it's Champions, definitely. If it's Reg C, definitely. If it's Reg F, maybe. Sorry, Joe.
All right, you know what? Pikachu, if you're listening.
If you're listening, maybe.
Launch Champions early so Alex can come play in Toronto.
I would love. Well, I have a theory on that. We'll get to that.
But no, just drop it. Go for it.
Well, I was gonna say I do want to do Vancouver if we ever get. I think it's replaced by Seattle, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. That sounds fun. Maybe stop by TPCI and say, hey, what's up?
There you go.
But
you just regional champion here.
Yeah, can I get a tour?
Give me a free tour. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked Portland last year. It was a lot of fun traveling there. So I think I might do Seattle. We'll see. But I would love to attend more Champions formats, and I think what they're going to do is what, and this is not confirmed, of course. This isn't from leaks either. This is just my opinion. I think we're probably going to get the game either on Pokemon Day or maybe a couple weeks before, is my guess. But it will not be EUIC. I don't, because if they do that as like the launch tournament for Champions, it's going to be a nightmare. Especially with phone compatibility is a problem. Yeah. We talked on Tub Takes about this. What they'll probably do, because I know Unite has issues with the phones. Right? There's people who just play like strictly on mobile, and it's they prohibited people at Worlds from using their phones, right? I believe to use
the policy for the last few years, and the same thing with Pokemon Go. You have to use one of the official phones provided by it.
Yeah. And I know
that changes next season, but it was like 3 years if you had to use their phone.
Yeah, I know some of the players were very aggravated by that, and that's very fair, honestly. I know some phones have different latency, and there's a whole bunch of factors that go into it. I'd be mainly concerned about like people using like edited clients or just trying to hack and do stuff like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get like a scandal or anything. It's like, oh, all your moves are critical hitted, you know? That'd be crazy. But I hope that they will at least have like a specs requirement. That's all they really need, honestly. Just, you don't want your phone to like overheat while you're like in a regional final. It's like, oh, GG, I guess. That would be tough. But definitely a specs requirement just so your phone doesn't blow up. And I mean, honestly, I'm going to be playing on Switch too. Just straight up. I don't see myself...
I'm playing Switch.
Yeah, I think most people are going to play on Switch. I think it's great to have Champions on mobile just to get more people to join our regionals, and then we'll get like TCG size. And maybe some more seats allocated to us. That would be nice. But I maybe even like more online competitions too. Like just do... I mean, I know we have like a higher BFL, but like lower points. I've done well in them in the past. The last one I got top 4 in. So I'm all for them. I think I definitely have better intuition than most when it comes to best of one, but I definitely could see more online opportunities coming from that too, which I will greatly appreciate.
I do think for me, my concern with the phone stuff is like people getting texts and things.
That too. Right? Okay.
Like, so your friend's on the other side watching. He's like, he just clicked Dazzling Gleam Protect.
Yeah. You see like the little messenger thing pop up, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
Easy, you know, but no, what I think will happen, and Android, do you have an Android phone or an iPhone?
I have Android.
Okay. Have you ever seen like I don't know what it's called, I think it's like the gamer mode or something. It's like on the bottom
I think
left.
I know what you're talking about, okay. Yeah.
So what happens is, this is for the viewers who don't know or have an iPhone. Basically what happens is if you press this button, you like ignore like all calls, all texts, and the phone optimizes it so all resources are put towards that one app. So that would prevent the thing, but there's no guarantee. You know, like, what if I just turn it off? You know, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. I guess, I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. I don't know if iPhone has some kind of mode like that. Like maybe you just have to be forced, like do not disturb. Like maybe like the phone could check, or the app could check that in the settings. Like I'm not sure. It'll be definitely interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know.
I think it's a really tough call for TPCI.
It is a logistical nightmare if they do it at EUIC. Please do not.
I mean, I'm also in the camp with you. I think this game is like, it just feels right for it to come out on Pokemon Day. Like it just really, like, I don't see why they wouldn't do that. The only thing is, I think there is Legend ZA DLC coming out at the end of February, so maybe they do an early February release so that they don't overlap or whatever. But yeah, I've said for months now that I think it's going to be a Pokemon Day drop.
I think that would make the most sense. And then we get to PlayStation. Maybe when is EUIC? I don't actually know the date.
EUIC is mid-February. It's like Valentine's Day or something.
I think March 1st will probably be the date for. It'll probably be the launch date for the game, I would assume, or not the launch date, but like the start of like the new cycle, I guess, for the regulation.
Yeah, And I mean, in theory, should be quick if you can just bring your Pokemon in from
from
home,
ZA,
right?
Yeah,
like just bring your Shifu on in.
I would just assume that the first one is probably just the ZA decks.
Oh yeah, that's
minus
right.
like Floette, I guess.
Yeah,
I would assume it'd be a mythical. I think my screen, if I turn off the camera, is it gonna like get mad at me or? I'm gonna reset it.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Oh, he's a ghost. He's an illusion. He's for our audio listeners. Alex right now is is like when I try to throw a Pokeball in Legends EA and then they pop out and then they just run away and disappear. Like I'm like, oh my god, these freaking Larvatars, bro. I think I've tried to catch a Larvitar like 14 times, and they always just break out and and run away.
Yeah, I think no, my camera just lost focus for no reason. So now you get to deal with 480p Alex instead, I guess. But
it looks like you look like you're like translucent, like Ghost of Christmas Past trying to warn me or something like that of my grave danger. Let's talk about ZA here. I think we had enough to talk about on VGC. Let's talk about the brand new game. We're not going to go into any spoilers, nothing heavy, because I think Sierra and I are going to have a much longer discussion on a future episode. But since we have you as the guest here, there's no there's no unburden or there's no blood, mind's eye for you to use here in ZA. So what are your thoughts on Legends ZA?
Am I allowed to talk about megas that were not shown in the trailers?
I think we'll just keep it safe for now because it's only been a week, so we'll just talk about only official revealed megas.
I will say that a lot of them need to have like generational abilities to actually compete with what we used to have, for sure. Just talking in vague terms. Even the ones that got released, I think you're competing with a lot. Like Mega Victory Bell, you got to deal with Venusaur, right?
Yeah.
Existing, just how bulky it was. I think. Didn't James have on the team that he won Worlds with, or was that something else? I know he had Gardevoir, but I think he also had Venusaur. I'm not sure.
Did he have Venusaur? I don't remember.
I don't know either, but I should know. But it's I don't know. I think a lot of the really good megas, like Mega Metagross, or like I said earlier at the beginning, I think are just going to pop off. Especially if, I guess it depends on how live service we want to make champions. Because if they start like removing and adding move tutors, being able to just say, oh, you can't have Heavy Slam anymore, or you can't have Ice Punch or something else anymore. Like it'll be interesting to see how that pops up. But I think if I had a smart money pick for like how good the megas are going to be, I think Mega Metagross is going to be on top for sure. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think Metagross is going to be great no matter what. I know I was on Tub Takes last night as well. We were going over the mega. So if anyone wants to find that, I've retweeted it on YouTube. You can go to Adi's YouTube channel.
More spoiler intensive version.
Yes, way more spoiler intensive. I think, some of these megas are very hit or miss to me, and I'm not even talking about their stats or whatever their abilities are going to be. I think some of them, like, I was so excited. I got revealed. Like, it's got the big animation. Oh, that's what it looks like.
There's, I wish I could say it, but there are a couple that I was like, wow, that's like really cool. But the others, I agree with you. Some of them are like, eh. It's just they kind of did like the Dynamax thing. It's like, oh, it's more of this versus like. With like a good example, like Mega Kangaskhan, you have like the baby hops out of the pouch, and it's like, oh, that's cute and devastating if you are in 2016, or even honestly like later. I mean, I know we got the nerf. It would be diabolical if they were just like, you know what, that nerf didn't happen.
Unnerf it.
Unnerf it. Just unleash the floodgates. So it'd be crazy. Or even like Mega Salamence, where it's got like the little jet thing, and it looks like this, and it's just. I think it's a really cool design. And I do agree with you. Some of them were definitely hit or miss. I really hope for the future they do less of the like. This is what the Pokemon's known for. Let's give it more of it. I think expanding on the design, I think, is a much better idea.
Yeah, and we'll get the fully realized picture whenever we figure out the abilities. So we'll see like, they did this ability. It's very thematic with this design, right?
Yeah, and
right now we don't have the full picture.
Some of the abilities, like people were saying, like, oh, like, well, we have some of the stats, but some of the abilities are just they're in the game, but I'm assuming it's just left over from what it was before. Like it's not. I don't think that I don't think Malabar. Well, honestly, we could see Malabar with Contrary again. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I hope it. Well, my theory is, and I think they'll do this for a couple months, is they'll do like double of what the ability originally was. So, like Contrary, it'll be like double Contrary.
Yeah. Oh my god, that sounds terrifying. I don't know if I want that.
And that's why they didn't give it an attack boost, like or not much, right? Because they're
they were terrified of giving it stats.
And I know they gave Mawile and Medicham something to like compensate for not having huge power and pure power.
Yeah.
But, hopefully that's not the case for some of the megas or I guess the rest of them. But well, there's one I could see getting pure power. I'm not going to say, but I think you know what it is too.
Yes, for sure.
But so, it's
I think a lot of these new megas, like excuse me, I found myself like, because I still had on my final endgame team, I had 4 Pokemon that were holding Mega Crystals, like just like when I played X and Y, right? Like I had like a whole bunch of Pokemon, and I would choose whichever Pokemon for each, gym leader, and I'd Mega Evolve that, the Blaziken or the Lucario or the Froakie or whoever, for that battle, and like, but I was using old megas. Like I don't know if it was a nostalgia reason or if I thought that they were better, but like I was using. Obviously there's a new megas from, but like we saw that I used Greninja, but then I was like, I don't want to use Mega Victory Bell. I'm going to use Mega Venusaur.
Yeah, I also had that.
I was like, I don't want to use this. I used Mega Salamence and Mega Metagross and Mega Aerodactyl and like, all these things that maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm maybe it's a nostalgia thing too. Old head. I guess we need a term for a Kalos Gen 1er who likes the original megas more, but like I wasn't really too excited. I was excited to see the new megas, but I wasn't excited to battle with them because the abilities
are not lacking. There. Yeah, we don't know.
I'd rather play with the Pokemon that I already know and love.
Yeah, I personally had Gyarados, Venusaur, and Pidgeot were the ones that I had on my team at the final point of the game. I almost won. I don't even think I cut, but I almost cut a. I think it was like the Toronto Premier. This is very obscure knowledge. I saw. I think it was on my way to Toronto. Someone sent me like a rental QR code back in the day. If you remember those from Sun and Moon.
Yep.
Someone sent me like a Japanese player's team was like Mega Pidgeot and like Ferrothorn and all this stuff. It's like this is insane. This would be really funny to show up to with a challenge. And I almost cut it with. It was like a 50-person challenge. I almost cut it with Mega Pidgeot.
That's it.
So I was like, okay, I'll play Pidgeot because this is funny. And at the time, I think I like caught a Pidgeotto that was just sitting on the roof somewhere. I was like, oh, this is convenient. I need a flying type, so might as well. And I couldn't find a Hawlucha quick enough, so it was just like, okay, sure. But even then, like I think fighting flying is like okay. I like Pidgeot just because in this game it's like no accuracy. You just click your attack.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I'll click Hurricane.
It's kind of like I already have no guard, you don't need to worry about that anymore. But I mean, like a lot of I think I had a Florges on my team at the end. That was it.
Dude, Florges, I tweeted about it too. Florges was unbelievably broken. Like I was using the Fairy Feather to boost fairy attacks. And I was just doing Combine Draining Kiss. And
I didn't even have Fairy Feather.
Literally one-shotting.
I forgot how Floette evolves, so I just had it like level 50, and it was just clicking Moonblast to the things, and I just didn't care, and I was like, when does this thing evolve? Like, why is this thing not evolved yet? And it's like I was like, oh, it's a Dawnstone. Oops. But yeah, Moonblast base 95 attack. I could see that getting nerfed in Champions. Maybe I think it's just so. I mean, I know we have like Flamethrower at 90. We have a couple other attacks. I think it's Scald at 90. I don't know. I don't remember because nothing good in Reg H gets Scald.
I would say nothing is Scald anymore.
Not anymore. It's honestly probably a good thing.
Well, and who knows what these stats are going to be at, right? Like, because like Aqua Jet is 30 base power.
Yeah, you're right.
Or Legend ZA when it's 40.
I mean, I know like Moonblast has been 95 like forever. So I know it's kind of pushing like the fairy type agenda and like making sure that we get the fairy types were good, right? Like at the beginning of Gen 6. I don't know if we really want that anymore. I think we need more of a balance. I think fairies need to be reeled in a little bit. But
interesting.
Maybe like I mean, I know in Reg H we didn't really get any good fairy types, right?
I just think that to me I think Moonblast is not as big of a problem as Play Rough missing. Like if we're going to fix one of the two fairy moves, it's the accuracy on
I would
Play Rough.
rather
They both have the attack drop or special attack drop, so why does Play Rough miss for no reason?
Yeah, but Moonblast can miss. I agree with that. That's a good point. I would love to see like a base power drop on both, but you like very small. I'm talking like 5.
Yeah.
But like just give me 100% accuracy on Play Rough. That's all I'm asking for. That would be nice. That's Azumarill, Azulate's on the name. Is one of my favorite Pokemon. It was one of the first the first time I ever like started doing research like into VGC, like for a serious tournament. I saw Belly Drum, Aqua Jet, broken. Looping back to it, right. Yeah. Well, you can't even OHKO Mega Metagross with like 0 bulk. So, I found that out the hard way, and I was like, oh, this stinks. But for my first, I don't even think I had Belly Drum. I didn't know what egg moves were at the time, and it was like too late for me. I was like my first tournament ever. I didn't know what I was doing. Way back in like 20. This is like when I was like a senior, and I it was like the first year I could have been a senior. I went for fun. I didn't really. I think it was like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I started taking it seriously like in 2017 with like Sun and Moon. Do you like Z moves?
So my opinion is I think Z moves are fine.
Okay.
My opinion is I like Megas and Z moves more than Dynamax and Tera.
Okay.
Because just the concept, the gimmicks they are, because you have the restriction of having to hold the item.
Yeah.
And so you can't be Terra Fairy choice specs Tapu Koko or whatever, right? Like you have to hold the Electrium Z or whatever if you want to do extra damage. Where Dynamax, you were doing extra damage for no reason, while you also got to have a Yachu Berry or a Chardy Berry on your Charizard or a weakness policy. Like so, you're doing more damage and you're getting a benefit of a held item. I like that Z moves and Megas. There is restriction. Like if you would like to take advantage of this gimmick, it is going to cost you your held item spot.
Exactly. And that can be to a benefit and to as a hindrance for a lot of Pokemon, right? I know some people are making comparisons, and I won't say which Megas, but like some might want an item still, but now you're competing with the Mega form, right? Like this, like it's kind of you're caught between like a rock and a hard place. Like it's just like you can't really you want both, you just can't have both, which I think is a great way to balance it, right? But I think Z moves were fine. I know some people really don't like how it could break through Protect. I'm sure you remember my Slowgaleo Zygarde antics from way back when, but one-shotting Xerneas through Protect with Swaggered Z move is there's not a better feeling in the world, honestly.
Deserved. Xerneas deserved it. You know what I mean?
No, it's just it needs to go away. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a nerf in some way. Maybe like Fairy Aura will be lower.
I don't think the going through Protect is that bad because you can only do it one time, right? Like that's the trade-off. Like, is you did 25% damage that you did and that's the only time you're ever going to click that button the whole game. You know,
I think the biggest thing with Xerneas players is they don't like to switch out after getting the Geomancy boost, which is understandable, but sometimes it is better for you to just save them on than it is to keep the boost. Because like if you don't have them on, you just lose straight up, right?
Yeah. I do think the specialty Z moves to me are what's problematic. That's what I don't like. Not that I don't like. I enjoy using them or whatever. Like they are interesting, but like if Z moves do come back, I want it to just be the 18 types. Like
we'll probably start with that.
I don't want the Tapunium Z. I don't want the Mimikyu Z. I don't want Como. Like I don't want like all these things that like it just doesn't feel fair that they get a special. It's like the same with G-Maxes, right? Like where if I use don't
get me started on Zard.
Right, if I use Gyarados as my Z mover, he just has to use water or flying. But then if I use whatever Como as my Z move user, like he gets to have a special interaction that the other Pokemon don't get to. Like I don't like. Yeah, I want it to just be generic.
I think Mimikyu Z is probably like the most fair out of most of them, just because it's just a stronger Terra Fairy, or not Terra Fairy. It's a stronger. if they combine those two, I'd be worried. I'm curious to see what they do in Champions with just combining mechanics. I feel like that's going to happen eventually, but it'll be interesting to see if they do that. But like, yeah, I do think Mimikyu is probably the most fair. I think Light That Burns the Sky is really brutal, a little busted, yeah, just a little. I think the Tapunium Z one is kind of whatever. I know it does 75. It might sound like 75% of your health is crazy, right? In the context of that format, I think there was a Japanese player, I don't know their name, but they brought that to Worlds. They did okay, from what I recall. But
I use that Z move a lot, and like I'm saying it as a proactive user of it. That it was really strong.
Yeah,
it's a really big problem. Yeah.
I always thought it was like kind of checked by like the Fee1 berries existing, because you heal like 50 back. Like that was a little awkward for the move. I think it does have its perks, of course. I'd have to go back and look at the stream from Worlds that year, but I believe it was on stream, and it did do some work. But I think the ones that are just like stupidly strong, like the Light the Birds of Sky, I think the combos do. Do you remember the bug with Aegislash? Like you click wide guard and like it went through. Yes. I think.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a little ridiculous. But they were okay. I think like if they started like. I don't know. If they made it just any more stronger, I think it would have been like a massive issue. But I do agree that
Therium Z Fluttermane next to Chi-Yu.
Oh my god.
What are we thinking?
Well, no, let's just bring back triple battles. Let's have like Fairy Aura too.
Okay.
Or like, I don't know, give something. What if I skill swap like Battery? Honestly, I don't know.
This just sounds like more Mega Metagross fodder for you.
True.
If they had Xerneas and Fluttermane out on the field together.
That would be great. I mean, I don't even know what's the base power on Heavy Slam versus Xerneas. I would assume it'd be like 100 because I know Xerneas is like
Xerneas is pretty heavy, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty big. Pretty big deer.
I know. Let's find out. Actually, I'll calc that while I'm yapping. But
would you? Okay, so what would the set like if Champions was tomorrow? Mega Metagross was legal. Like, is it? Are you still running Bullet Punch? Like, what would your set be? Heavy Slam, so Bullet Punch, Protect.
In Draft League, I ran lots of sets. There were times when I just dropped Protect because I knew what my opponent was going to have, right? But it's a little bit more of a different environment. I think I definitely run Heavy Slam. I might just do like the Steel Ground Ice thing you were talking about earlier. I think that's also very valid. Let's see, Mega. Oh, hold on, that's Sword and Shield. Megas did not exist. Yeah. Oh, have you ever seen like the meme image of like I think some Japanese player made it. It was like Terra Normal, Mega Kang, and they had they're using Breakneck Blitz, and they were Dynamax too. Like it was really funny.
No, I haven't, but okay. I imagine
we'll probably get more of those memes when Champions finally drops, right?
Hey, listen, Terra Water Mega Scizor. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, let's see. All right, are we putting our money on 100 or 120? What do you think?
I mean, Mega Metagross is really heavy, right? Like, so I know that Xerneas is big, but like he's bigger. I guess I'll go 120.
You were right initially. It is 100.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I mean, it's still strong, right?
Yeah. Also, I think my camera back into focus because I minimized the tab, so I'm now 720p Alex again. So
welcome back. Hello. We missed you. All right, so as we wrap up on CA, like just what are your general thoughts on the game? Like compared to not the turn-based action that we're used to from Pokemon.
I like the battle royale thing for ranked. I think it's fun. I've enjoyed it a lot. I don't like that, and I know this is like the complaint that everybody has. Like the buildings being flats is like it's kind of it's kind of a nothing burger for the gameplay, but it's kind of annoying to look at now that we're on the Switch 2. It'd be nice to have a little bit more texture in the world, but I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, the tree in Sword and Shield. I'm not going to buy the game anymore. Like I think I'm kind of obligated to buy the game because I play competitive Pokemon, but I like the gameplay a lot. I think they invested the entire budget into the soundtrack. Soundtrack is amazing. The end of the game is amazing. I mean, every part of the game is amazing, but I think the lead up is really nice. I don't really have. It's probably one of the best stories we've had since like. Maybe you'll disagree, but one of the best stories we've had since I don't know, like Black and White. I don't think anything's gonna pass that, but I mean, I think Sword and Shield's like at the bottom of the barrel for me in terms of story, but don't get me started on like the slideshow with Rose and the champion. It's like, oh well, I want to stop a crisis that's going to happen in 1,000 years. I'm going to start Doomsday today. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
What is going on here? Hopefully we get a game in the future to maybe improve that region a little bit, and that'd be nice. But I would like to see. I think this kind of redeemed X and Y because I know people were very mixed opinions about the game, right? I think Oras is kind of if you say what do you remember from Gen 6, I'd say I remember Zinnia, I remember Mega Rayquaza, right? But I think this game really redeemed X and Y, gave us some closure, expand on the story, and that's I know a lot of people don't care about it. I know a bit about the story. I'm a bit of a trivia. I know a lot of trivia when it comes to the story and whatnot, but yeah, I really appreciate it as somebody who like really enjoyed X and Y, and not as much as other games, but I think it really expanded the story. I really liked what they ended up doing with it. So
yeah, I mean, me and Sierra are big XY defenders. We both really love Kalos, so you're in safe company here.
I think the Lysander story was a bit like him wanting to cause a genocide was a bit better than the I want to start Doomsday. I don't know. Why not? That's kind of what Sword and Shield felt like, yeah.
And the fit went hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, like the goggles, like.
Yeah.
I wear the I'm forgetting their name. It's the exploration team from Ultra Sun and Moon. Like I forget what their names were.
Oh, you know, I don't remember, but yeah.
I wear like the goggles on Scarlet and Violet because I think they're sick, but yeah, I wish they gave like the Team Flare goggles. I think those are sick too. But no, I definitely I like X and Y. I think it's fine. I started in Oras, so I'm a little biased. But it is Primal Dawn and Primal Kyogre. I am looking forward to seeing again. I think it'll be interesting to see them finally come back, and if they ever nerf, what if they made the Primordial Weathers turn based and they didn't make it infinite? I think that would be interesting.
I could see it. I mean, you know, they do change mechanics, right, between generations, and
but they could just nerf it. I mean, that would be the best way to do it, I guess, is just to make it last for 5 turns instead of lasting forever, which is I think that's how it used to be, right?
I think it the only thing is like the thematic of it, like there is no theming behind drizzle, sandstorm, whatever, lasting infinitely, right? Because weather changes, but like this isn't weather. This is the like god the apocalypse of the ocean sitting on the field, right?
Right.
Like, I don't
know. I'd be curious to see how they like buff or nerf them. I don't think you really can, other than like making other things stronger. Which I'd argue that it is better for them to just buff more things than it is for them to nerf. I'd rather see that.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't see them doing anything drastic. I like I said, I think the best way to do that is just either I think they will never touch base stats unless it's like truly a problem. But they will mostly do just tutor moves. I think are going to be the best way to buff and nerf things. Or you can easily just remove them, and then like I don't know if any Pokemon know them, you can just make it invalid or illegal to use. I like to see that. I think,
or once it transfers to champions, like when you have those old Pokemon that come in through home and stuff, and they lose those inaccessible moves. Now.
Yeah. I'm mostly just worried about like the I know like home just does the automatic like reset on things. So like you know like the legacy stuff. I know like the Smogon likes. You can't have those older moves anymore, but I could definitely see them like between seasons like removing and adding some tutor moves. Please. No ally switch, please. That's all I will ask.
Yes.
That giving a tutor move, making that a TM at all was a mistake. I don't understand the logic behind that one. If you remember, ally switch Dusclops and Sword and Shield was I
remember. Yeah. I remember not wanting to play the game. Yeah, very much.
Or do you like Series 6 from Sword and Shield?
That was the 10
The ban
mons
list,
were banned, right?
Plus, like Hippowdon, because they combined the singles
because
usage.
Hippowdon took one for the team,
Yeah.
because he was out in singles.
I quit during that time because I was just like fed up. I was like, okay, it's just Porygon Z, Clefairy, like this is boring. And then like you got Urshifu as well, like it just barely evaded the ban list. It's like, okay, like what are we doing?
Yeah.
I know there are some big fans out there of Series 6. I know Aldrich was a big fan. I know he's in your draft, right? But
oh yeah,
he's probably disappointed to hear me
there.
say this, but yeah, like I just really was not a big fan of that at all. And I picked up like Yu-Gi-Oh! And some other games. I don't play it anymore, but I think card prices have gotten out of hand recently. So I know, aren't you play a little Lorcana, right?
I did play Lorcana.
Okay.
I play mainly. I play One Piece a lot.
Yeah, right. Okay, I was trying to remember.
And I'm very excited for Riftbound, the League of Legends card game that's launching. On Halloween is the launch of that. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of Duel Links. That's actually what replaced Series 6 was. I played a lot of Duel Links with Yu-Gi-Oh, but it just gets costly trying to keep up with it. I just can't really. Yeah. Like it's like, okay, I could pay like hundreds of dollars to chase after these cards and play the gacha, or I can just go pay $80 and get a deck that's like fully competitive for TCG.
Yeah,
I was really lucky because I have in Iowa like Pokémon League nearby, so and they actually started doing VG stuff, and I moved back to Illinois after I graduated, so I haven't had a chance to really visit their cups and challenges that much, but apparently their VGC scene's growing, so I'm happy to hear that. But I did go to a lot of cups and pre-releases during while I was in school, so it was I think they're a lot of fun for anyone who wants like a refreshing experience.
Did you go to
VG, but
you went to Iowa, or I don't know?
University of Iowa. So yeah, Adi and I are.
I was just saying, you and Adi talk about the good old days.
Yeah. Well, the prime of like Caitlin Clark too for basketball. I got to attend a couple games with that. I was in the pep band too and marching band, so it was a good time. I had to quit because London Worlds interfered with my schedule. So my band director was like, either you attend band camp or because it was required for everybody. It's like either you attend band camp or you go to Worlds, and I was like, sorry, man.
Peace.
Yeah, peace. I'm going to London. It's like just the meme where it's like the guy just throws out the peace sign, just vanishes.
It disappears.
That was.
I think you made the right call.
I think I did. I did not do great at that Worlds, but I think it was a great experience. It was my first time going to London, first time leaving the Western Hemisphere. I guess London would technically.
It's still in the Western Hemisphere, but you cross
further east. Yeah, it's further east. Yeah, like, and then Japan. I'm ripping the Yokohama jersey, but that's probably the best Worlds ever had, and I don't think anything's going to beat that until we get something again over there. Maybe you're indifferent about that, but
I've always said that Nashville was my favorite Worlds.
I did like that. I was a spectator for that one, but I definitely I was a spectator
for that, and I think Anaheim was really good, man. I think Anaheim's probably in contention with Nashville for me.
You ever seen the Pikachu? Have you seen the Pikachu plush for 2017? That was my first World as a senior.
Yes, the coconut with just nothing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I would have rather just a naked Pikachu just waving.
Yeah.
Not holding a coconut. It was like, what are we doing here?
So I saw Wolf win in 2016. It's like, okay, this is really cool. It's like, the Pikachu is like it was like holding the trolley.
The trolley guy,
and it had this really cool fit, and I'm like, oh, I want a Pikachu like that. That'd be cool to like, get the plush and like the backpack and all that. It's like I open a bag. It's like, what? Like, what is this? Like, it didn't leak ahead of time, so I didn't get to see it, or they didn't like I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, as a kid, it just was like, okay, this is kind of boring.
But what do you think is the best Worlds plush now? Now you have all these years of experience.
A good question.
I think it's an easy answer.
I'm thinking. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up an image just so I don't forget any of the. Let's see, Pikachu.
Let's do modern onward, right? Let's do like 2014.
I'm not talking
onward.
like Hawaii, like
exactly. Yeah. So 2014 onward, the superhero Pikachu.
I know that one's really good. I thought this one was okay. I don't think it's not the best, but it's definitely a step up from a coconut. I did like the London one a lot. I think that was like the most like heavy detail. I think the pirate one is good.
I think it's Boston. I think that's really
that's the pirate one, right?
Yeah. He looks like George Washington or whatever, right? Like
I do like
American
that with like the Team Aqua logo.
Yes, I think that's easily the best.
I wasn't playing during the time. I think it's definitely up there for me. I like the London one a lot just because of the fit with the Royal Guard. I think that's I think it's like just having more detail on them. I appreciate that. I think that's especially like when it lines up with the location. Like as much as like it's like Japan ramen, you know. That's kind of it's the same with the Pikachu and the coconut. Like it doesn't really hit as hard, you know. Like I think if I have like the superhero one or the Boston one on my shelf, it's like it's much cooler. It's like it's a cooler talking piece than the it's just Pikachu with a coconut or with a ramen bowl, you know. Like I do agree. I think the Boston one's definitely up there. Yeah.
Great minds think alike. All right, Alex, I have a question for you.
Sure.
But it's not from me. It's from our viewers. So we're at the end of our podcast here, and every week we always end it with a question of the week. So if you ever have any burning questions for us or our guests, make sure you join our Discord, linked in the description down below, and you can ask in our question of the week channel. We're going back to ZA for this one. Okay. As this question is from Lebanon Don. And there was a little controversy on Twitter talking about the lack of voice acting in Pokemon games, right? So Lebanon Don wants to know, where do you stand on the need for voice acting in Pokemon games? Most of the games have needed it. And I personally don't think it's necessary, but would love other opinions.
I don't think it's necessary, but don't make cutscenes that you could just insert it in and it'd be perfect. That's what I think.
They're kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, making
they're mouthing everything
with mouth flaps, with no audio, right?
They're mouth flapping to the words. Like they put in all the effort. They just don't hit that final step of just hiring a voice actor and doing it. Like I don't see the. I don't know. I know like some games like Fire Emblem, they will sometimes voice some of the lines.
Yep.
Fully, like sometimes they won't. It'll just be like a generic thing.
It's very common in JRPGs. Yeah,
like I know there's a ton of dialogue. Sure, I'm not asking to like voice the whole game, but like in the final cutscenes or even like at the beginning of the game where like your rival's like I just want to pass, like that. Imagine like if the people who are blocking you like they're like laughing like or not maniacally, but just like they're like smirking. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna kick your butt, like that's I would love to see voice acting there. I think that would be very nice to see in a Pokemon game. I don't think it's mandatory, but I think if you're going to go that mile and set up everything to set up voice acting, like why not? I don't see a reason not to.
Yeah, I think this is a problem that Pokemon has created for itself. Right. Because when it was all sprite-based and 2D, nobody cared that there was no voice acting, right? And all the Pokemon cries or just like random, digital sounds or whatever.
I think the first voice acting was technically in a sprite game. I think it was in Black and White 2 in the Roxy's gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're chanting Pokemon, like in the... Yeah. It's very pixelated, but yeah, it's technically the first instance.
And I think I agree with you that don't write cutscenes where people are using their mouth flaps and not have audio to it. But then you're not taking advantage of being 3D and having access to all this additional things if you're not making it look cinematic. So I think it is a tough spot. Like if you're asking me, like one of the things, I don't know if you played Breath of the Wild or not.
I did, yeah.
And I truly think Zelda's voice is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life in Breath of the Wild. I think I have nothing against the voice actress. She was told to talk like that. It's like in my head, I would rather she be silent than the way that she sounds. However, I still am happy that she talks, even if she sounds horrible, because it still makes it a better, more engaged cinematic and everything like that. So Pokemon, they put so much work into the audio of the music of their worlds. Why did they not put work into the audio of maybe when you dodge roll, make a little grunt sound the way that Link does when he attacks and slashes and
I think
like
there's one animation that has like him saying like "oh" or something like that, but like that's it. There isn't anything that's like. Yeah, I agree. I think more voice acting would be, and I know some games too, like specifically Fire Emblem again. There's voice packs, so you can do like a more well, obviously they have voices for both genders, but like if they do you can make it softer voice or like more fierce, you know, like they have they have voice packs for everything, and I think that's I'd love to see that in a Pokemon game. I mean, it's kind of hard to do with like when you know you can customize your name, and it's like okay, I know they do usually say like oh it's you or it's they'll replace that. That's fine. Yeah, they can do that. That's fine. But
I'm fine with the protagonist staying silent the way that Link does, or Mario does, right? Like because that's you, like and the way that Pokemon's going the last couple generations, right? Like they're really focused more on. They're focused more on Lily, right? They're focused more on Hop and How, and they're focused more on you know, like your friends in Scarlet and Violet than they are on you as the protagonist. So, like it's still fine if the protagonist is silent.
I do want to say that they also spent a lot of money on their writing team because these rivals are probably some of the best. Like Team MZ is probably some of the best characters they've written, I would say.
I agree. I actually, you know what? I'm not as high on the main friend whose name I'm blanking.
I think they're probably the worst of the three. Yeah. Ernie and Tawny.
Yeah,
or Tawny and Urbane.
Urbane and Tawny.
Urbane and Tawny. I swapped the first letters, but
Lita and Naveen, I think are fantastic characters.
I think Naveen is like a peak Pokemon character.
I think he's so funny. In the conversation. He's us. He's out here watching streams. You know, like
yeah. And now you're walking a little bit of spoiler territory. Uh-oh.
It's like, hey, listen. Naveen's like, oh, it's Thursday at noon. New OHKO podcast. Let me
he would totally do that. Yeah. Or new tub takes. Uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I definitely think. Just honestly, I know Nintendo works a lot with intelligent systems. Just hire them. Let them do the voice acting. I don't know. Like,
do you play a lot of Fire Emblem games?
I haven't played Engage. I used to play Heroes, but that is that kind of fell victim to the this costs too much money, and I don't really I can't afford this.
I put a lot of money into Heroes, yeah.
I do it sometimes, like if I'm at a point where I've invested so much free currency, it's like I can't not waste all of it, you know.
Yeah.
I did Echoes is one of my favorites.
Yes. Ball knower, Alex.
I never I knew about the old games, right? But and Gaia, but I never played the old ones. I did download the when they had it on the eShop for like a month. I did download the original Fire Emblem. I have not beaten it, but I'm assuming you probably have it on your Switch too. As well. But I think Echoes is probably some of the most fun I've had, especially with the change of pace from Fates. I think Fates is kind of whatever. Revelation is a path that I won't spoil too much for people who haven't played it, but I'm a little disappointed in how it turned out. I think it's cool you get all the characters except one, I think. I forget her name.
A little disappointing is that I think Revelations like destroys and spits in the face of the original two.
I think the other two are so much better.
The existence of Revelations makes the original two like worthless, basically.
No, I got the one that came out, like you get like the DLC early because like you get the troll pack. I got that. The art book is beautiful. I like the characters in the game. I didn't play Engage. I think
I like Engage.
Okay, it's been on like my list of things to do, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I actually built a PC a couple months ago, so I've been kind of busy with playing PC games I've never played before. Celeste is a big one.
Okay, yeah, that's a fun one.
I enjoyed that a lot. Let's see.
Did you get all the red dot, hard jumps? No. I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
I couldn't do it. Let me go to my library. Let's see. I haven't. Omori's kind of been on my list of things to do. I know it's a really great one. Deltarune is something that I've played recently. I know it doesn't require a big PC, but that's something I've enjoyed. I know some of my friends would tell me to play like I think it's a game called Blue Protocol. Star Resonance. It's like a new gacha. See, my friends are trying to like ruin me.
They want you to spend your money on polls.
I do play a bit of Zenless.
Oh, okay.
In my spare time. I do enjoy the combat more than other like Hoyoverse games, but I play a bit of Zenless. Fire Emblem is I knew the new game getting announced. I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah.
There's a character with I don't know if you saw it briefly. She has I think she has a gun.
Yes, I did see.
It's like
yeah.
Now we have guns. We have guns in front. Imagine like we got like silver and like it's just gonna be like steel gun. Like how is that gonna work? Like why do we have guns? Is she like a time traveler? Like do we have like how do we have guns in like an era where
the whole
this
trailer is so confusing?
It is very confusing, but I think it'll. Yeah. I am very for Three Houses. That was the end of the trailer with Sothis. I was like, what? Yeah. Like what's going on? Like this is. I'm very excited for that game. I will definitely be playing that. But that has voice acting. Yeah. And you see like how much better like the trailers in that game. It's. I think that is very appreciated to have, especially in Fire Emblem too. Like I enjoyed my time with Three Houses a lot. I think I've done like every path. I don't think I did Golden Deer. I've been meaning to. I wanted to do it hard mode because I initially did the church route.
Yes, I did too. I was church
because I was like I was going to do Edelgard, but I didn't have her affinity up enough, so I couldn't do the Black Eagles path.
I did. I just thought she was wrong.
She kind of is.
I was, it turned into a Fire Emblem podcast here, but like I had the ability to join her. I was just like, bro, you're wrong. Like I'm not gonna join you.
She just wants to start like a genocide and all
that was rough.
So. And then I played Blue Lions after that, and I enjoyed Dimitri. I think he's probably one of my favorite characters. He's a fan favorite. And then I think he's in the new. I know some people don't like this game. I don't know how you feel about this. The Fire Emblem Shadow stuff. No.
It was I regret downloading and playing it for an hour. It's bad. Like
I will never spend money on it, but I think the gameplay isn't the worst. I think it's okay. It is it's like barely passing for a mobile game. I know you're probably disappointed in me.
Listen, I would never be disappointed in you. I'm always proud of you. I'm proud you got this regional dub as well. Proud of your shadows.
No, I mean I think it's cool. I like honestly I like the character design a lot. Them turning like everything into furries, like that's whatever. I appreciate the like Among Us kind of thing, like with the the only thing they need to do to fix that game. There's a couple things actually, but the main thing
I would say the only
the main thing
they
need
to fix. Checklist that they can fix.
Well, make it like an actual Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that'd be
make it turn based, but what I would do is add more players, like make it like a larger map.
Yeah.
So then it's actually a challenge. Like it's just sometimes it's just 50-50 if you get it right or wrong. Like what I've done before.
Because you're not the imposter.
So it's like it quite literally is 50-50, and you can also just like sometimes when I'm the imposter, I also attack myself with the attacks. Like there's some dimension to it. It's not as like 50-50 as it might seem, but unfortunately the only bad thing about that is you can't like lower their health, so you can't like get a knockout early. But I mean, it's okay. Like I picked it up, I played a couple hours of it, and it's like whatever. I do appreciate and again I think maybe you'll agree or disagree with me, but I think the character design is really good.
I agree. That's why I was so disappointed in the actual gameplay.
Well, at least they'll be in Heroes, I guess. I thought it was there was kind of a meme where like, oh, they dropped this game because they just want to like print money with Lynn and her like horse persona kind of thing being in Heroes, and it's like
people bought the pass,
and people bought the pass, and now they bought her in Heroes. I guess that's a way to make a quick buck, right? I'm indifferent. I will never spend money on that game because I think they need to improve the gameplay, and maybe like just shelve the game, make a real game with all of them. I think it would be amazing.
So just to tie a bow on this for Lebanon, Don, we think at minimum, if you're going to have cinematic cutscenes where people are talking, just those 7 to 10 cutscenes at minimum need to have voice acting.
I don't think there were too many cutscenes in the game that really were like mouthed, right? maybe like 4 or
Yeah.
5, but if you want to count that as a
But
spoiler, I'm sorry.
imagine
But
how sick the entire
yeah.
Paradox endgame of Scarlet and Violet would have been, like,
Oh
with
yeah.
voice acting.
Yeah,
With
or
like
like
the robot, like
with
you
Turo
have
and
Turo, and like he's talking regular, and like little spurts of like it
right.
breaking down and stuff. Like that would have
Right.
been
No,
sick.
I agree. That would be insane. It would probably be one of the. I regard that as like one of the better stories of like Pokemon. It's just with the AI professor and all that. And that would be awesome voice acting, but yeah, we will never get it. Shout outs to the people who dubbed them on YouTube, though.
Yeah, those are cool.
You're doing the people's work, right? So
it gives you practice. It gives you,
yeah.
you know, eyeballs.
It's good for the resume if you're a voice actor.
All right, Alex, we're wrapping up here. I've kept you too long, but I appreciated our time together. So, since everyone's excited for you for this regional championship, if they want to hear about your team, if they want to get coaching as well, if they want to talk to you, where can people find you on the internet?
So I'm on X or Twitter. I always call it Twitter. I don't.
I call it Twitter. Yeah.
I don't. I can't call it. I'm Xing now. Like it's just ridiculous. I'm on Twitter as Azalate_POKE or Pokey or however you want to say it. I don't have YouTube. My parents were like, "Oh, you should start a YouTube and you could be like Wolf," and I'm like, "Yeah, it takes a bit more than that." But I mean, maybe I'll upload. Yeah, it ain't easy. I used to stream. There's some VODs of me playing if you want to. I think it's just Azalate Pokey on Twitch. If you care about that. My Metafy is just metafy.gg/@Azalate. There's no Pokey at the end. But yeah, I offer coaching for all ages. I've coached masters, juniors, and seniors to success. And if you're interested, hop on. And I'll gladly teach you. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much. And again, congratulations. Milwaukee was an absolute blast to watch. And I'm very happy that you were able to finally get that check mark off.
Break the curse. That was
breakthrough. Yeah. So that's
so
the top
frustrating.
four curse.
You know, I would have if I hadn't thrown against Ding at Collinsville right before the world shutdown. Yeah. I would have had to fight Wolf again. It would have been the second time here. Yeah. You know the best way to beat Persian with the copycat?
Yeah, for those who don't remember or who weren't watching
for some context, Wolf was using copycat with max guard, so you could like set Trick Room really quickly. The best way to beat that is to use your own priority attack, so like spamming Fake Out. I had Whimsicott, so I can spam Tailwind over and over, and then you can't use the effect of that. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't think about that, but yeah, no, I was. I probably would have lost because I just didn't know the interaction, but I think it's it would have been interesting to see how that matchup would have won. It would be cool to. I kind of got my opportunity at this regional, but I think we're 1-1 now. He kicked my butt at Nats because I was playing New Balance and he played the Paris team, and I didn't have a. As you probably know, like the Paris Song teams just kind of blow me up. I don't have a pivot or anything, so I didn't have a Golden Go either, which is probably one of my favorite Pokemon now. With how I've done well with it so many times, but just not now. I don't want to put in the effort for. I used the event one with the chipper. Yeah, that was the. I think that if you're going to use a Golden Go, it's the one you need to use. But
that's fair. He is a very chipper guy.
Yeah, he's very chipper, and he loves getting the crits when I need them. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Alex. Thank you all for everyone who watched here on our episode. You know, we didn't have an episode last week, so thank you for sticking with us. There should be Thursdays at noon every week. We'll be back next week with another episode. Hopefully the whole crew will be around for that one. But for Alex, for Sierra, for myself, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next week on OHKO.